There's no upper limit, so to speak. Okay. Any questions, anything at all before we go? Stephen, if you're still on, did you want to share something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Last week, March 18th, I had a stroke.
Yeah, this is Stephen, who's I taught Stephen a while ago to meditate. Go ahead, Stephen.
And my troubles began the 1st of January when I hurt my back. Everything was going great for me. I was meditating great. My life was de-stressing. Everything was wonderful. Then I hurt my back. I was depressed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. I was in severe pain. I would meditate, and that would help the pain, but still I was depressed. I started eating nothing but junk food and just watching TV. I started meditating even less. And I started getting better, and my back healed up and was healing, and I was feeling good. I was getting ready to get back on the program, losing weight. By the way, I gained 15 pounds during this 6 weeks period. All that weight I had lost, I gained it all back. That was depressing alone. Then I was ready to get back on program, and my brother's youngest daughter passes away. So he loses his entire family. 15 years ago, his wife passed away. 5 years ago, his oldest daughter passed away, and then last month his youngest daughter passed away. So I was thrown right back into the stress factor. And I live in New Hampshire, drove to Texas for the funeral, stayed for 10 days in an atmosphere that you wouldn't put your animals in. It was so bad. So that was more of a stress factor. And my niece had an animal the place was full of pet hair, and I had allergies anyway. So this gave me an upper respiratory thing and all this up with the coronavirus. So just to say that it was stress personified, and everything accumulated and hit me Wednesday, the 18th. And I had 2 small strokes that affected my left temporal lobe. And I couldn't speak, or I was speaking gobbledygook. And Karen, my wife, was trying to communicate with me, and I could not understand a word she was saying. It was gobbledygook. She said, "Let's meditate." And I really couldn't understand her, but I understood part of the words meditate. She took my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 176/95. It was sky high. She gave me an extra blood pressure pill to bring that down. And I really couldn't understand what she was saying to me, but I understood part of the word meditate. And she Kelvin pulled you up on the internet, and I saw your picture, and I knew I connected, and I knew what she was trying to do. So I laid down, and I think we did like a 10-minute meditation. And I knew, even though my thought process and my speech was off and I could not form words or understand words, I knew the sound. I knew the sound. The sound was in me, and I knew what to do. And I laid there for 10 minutes thinking the sound till I got to a point, and we did the rest period. I got to a point to where I was coherent enough to where I could communicate slightly with Karen. And I understood that she was trying to tell me, we're going to the hospital, we're going to the emergency room. So I think, and now after refreshing with this class, and you can expand on this, Kelvin, if you don't mind, that maybe my cortisol levels were extremely high, and because I was meditating, it helped bring those levels down even farther.
Right. Wow. Wow, Stephen. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I'm glad you're with us still. And I'm touched, and it's great for people to hear the story. And thank you for sharing. And that's great that you remember the sound. To see, um, it's interesting you say this, Stephen, because I've said to people that, and I've actually, those people know. I mean, you know, I work with people at end of life, not only fears about death and dying, but I literally work with people who are dying. And I tell them when I teach them, like this one woman here in Los Angeles, 3 weeks before she died, I taught her to meditate to the day. She died 3 weeks later in her house. And when she could still communicate, I taught her to meditate. And I told her that she will remember to meditate and how to meditate even long after she cannot communicate with anybody and while at her moment of death, and that you won't forget. So it's very, I don't know, it's very heartening to hear that you did remember that, Stephen. That's awesome. And I'm sure it did help your cortisol levels bring it down somewhat so that you could, get out of the acute stage that you were in. So it's great to hear you talking, man. After
Yes, I wanted to add that I'm very grateful and very thankful for your teachings. It has really helped me a lot before that and during this process. And there was a time to where I had such a peace about me. I wasn't fearful.
yeah,
I wasn't afraid.
yeah,
I wasn't scared. I didn't know if I was dying. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know I was having a stroke. But there was a peacefulness in my life to where there was no fear. There was just nothing there. It was like a nothingness.
wow. That's great, Stephen. Thank you for sharing that. And people who don't know Stephen's history, I'll just say very briefly, he's a Vietnam War vet, and more recently in Iraq. He was he was in Iraq as a contractor, basically in charge, managing a fleet of trucks uh, driving jet fuel from place to place. So jet fuel, as you can imagine, highly explosive. Basically, he was an independent contractor. Well, he's a contractor working over there for a company, managing a fleet of bombs on wheels. That's what they were. And Stephen was injured. Well, he was injured, and he had some brain from explosions and so forth. And he has all kinds of stories about being explosions going on literally within feet of these trucks, and it's amazing that his trucks never got blown up. So he has a lot of history this lifetime in war zones. So anyway, thank you for sharing that, Stephen. Wow, very cool. Glad that the meditation helped you. That's the part that's very cool, and that it brought you peace. Well, great. On that very emotional note, we'll end our class today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. And those of you who want to talk to me one-on-one, I got some texts here from people who want to talk to me one-on-one. Certainly, just send me a text, and we'll set up a time. I have another call in 4 minutes actually from now. I have another call, but feel free to reach out to me and text me questions, of course. Anything you want to follow up with me. If you want to have a live call with me, just shoot me a text. Tell me when you're available. Give me a few options, okay? And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll send you the summary sheet right now. I'll email it to you, okay? Take care.
Thanks, Cal. Bye.
Keep it simple.
Thank you, Cal. Bless you.
Bless you, Steve. Take care. Okay, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Take care.
Okay.
don't know how to get off.
I got you. I'll turn it off. Thanks. See you guys. Take care. See you, Karen.